Today on X-Play, look judgment in the eye. Watch Asian empires rise.
Challenge.
Clean up with an adorable robot. Create temporal conundrum with time shift. And explore the physics of Halo 3. Flip your warthog, it's game time.
Prepare to be reviewed.
Adam Sessler. Morgan Webb.
Hello and welcome to X-Play, your source for brutally honest game reviews.
On today's show, we've got an expansion for Age of Empires 3, which opens up the empires of Asia, and Time Shift, a first-person shooter that toys with the fluidity of time. We've also got a PSP game that lets you play with little cleaning robots, and later in the show, we've got a look at the world of Halo 3. We'll take advantage of the new camera feature to take you into the parts of the map God never intended you to see.
But we begin with a turn-based card battle game which takes advantage of the PS3's PlayStation Eye peripheral. Here's the Eye of Judgment. Sure, card-based battle games are nothing new, but Eye of Judgment for the PS3 takes the genre to the next nerd-drenched level. At first glance, this seems like your average, ordinary card battle system. It's what happens when you plug in the included PlayStation Eye camera that will make your Yu-Gi-Oh! Playing roommate actually emerge from his room and join you to bask in Eye of Judgment's glow of awesomeness.
The Eye of Judgment.
By scanning a barcode on each card as it is placed on the official game mat, the Eye brings your creatures and spells to life as they literally spring from your cards to do battle.
This will be fun.
The Eye of Judgment bundle comes packed with everything you'll need to play, including the Eye camera, as well as the starter deck loaded with more interesting creatures and spells than Chewbacca can shake C-3PO's arms at after he tears them off for beating him in 3D chess. Incidentally, didn't he put C-3PO back together after he got dismantled on Cloud City? I guess the joke wasn't so funny then, was it?
Someone help!
Part of what makes this title so impressive is its wealth of possibilities. With so many characters possessing so many abilities on a game board that can change at the drop of a spell, strategy is key, and you'll never have the same match twice. Gameplay itself comes in several forms. You've got your standard 2-on-2 match utilizing the traditional rules of card gaming, as well as the quicker sudden death style head-to-head mode. But here's the twist. You don't need to find anyone to play with.
Winner.
Yes, you can hide your secret chain by playing against the computer or tracking down anonymous opponents online. Not a veteran card battler? No sweat. Eye of Judgment is equipped with a tutorial, a long tutorial, that teaches you everything from basic card terminology.
This is called drawing a card.
And things to avoid.
Be sure to prevent spilling food or drink during play.
To, of course, etiquette. You'll be an expert in no time. Bottom line, it doesn't matter whether you've been playing Magic the Gathering for years or making fun of people who play Magic the Gathering for years. This title is innovative enough to capture your imagination and subsequently drain your bank account for booster packs. Eye of Judgment gets a 4.
What did you expect?
Out of 5.
The Eye of Judgment.
The Age of Empires franchise is one of the hallmark titles in real-time strategy. The third installment of the game came out in 2005, and since then, we've seen 2 expansions. The War Chiefs, which let us play as the warriors of North America's First Nations, and now the Asian dynasties, bringing the forces of India, China, and Japan to the battlefield. Here is our review.
Dynastic rule is always a messy business. Calm comes only after years of violent upheaval. Things are complicated by unstable allegiance.
Our victory is short-lived.
Arrogant youth.
You should not question the master.
And of course, unmitigated greed.
Crush this threat.
Eventually, though, peasants are granted the peace of poverty. Age of Empires 3, the Asian dynasties, brings 3 epic civilizations to bear on one another's territory. China from the 15th century, India from the 19th century, and Japan from the 16th century. Asian Dynasties is the second expansion pack to the Age of Empires 3 pedigree. And rather than attracting attention to a quickly aging franchise, new developer Big Huge Games has outfitted the title with some worthy enhancements. With each of the three cultures included, there seems to be more of an emphasis, hinted in previous versions of the title, to elaborate on certain historical firepower. But if we've learned anything from Oliver Stone, it's that history plays better big. What's new is in the details of Asian dynasties, from how you feed your society to how you marshal their forces.
I welcome the challenge.
Take the Japanese. To feed your people, early Shinto rules apply. Animals are holy. They may be everywhere, but you can't kill them. What you'll do instead is take the agrarian route. Plant cherry trees. Other enhancements have you marshaling different cultural forces in different ways. The Chinese, for example, compel you to create a military that combines many of the abilities of separate units.
I am constructing a military base here.
Instead of range-specific attacks like gunners and close combat units, you'll have squads that can do it all, if led and developed correctly. Another interesting dimension added to play is the ability to culturally develop to the point where you can call on Western European allies and their modern weaponry for assistance. A true colonial simulator. Wonders also have an enhanced value in the game. As you advance through the ages, so do your wonders, and so do their powers to affect gameplay.
This is the moment we have waited for!
Asian Dynasties goes far as an expansion pack. Some of the voice acting is uneven, and well, the franchise is beginning to ask for a major overhaul in terms of perspective and detail. But within the midst of successful gaming dynasty, it still performs admirably. A 4.
You cannot breathe when there is a sword at your throat.
Out of 5. Like the empires of yore, all things eventually fade away, including consumer electronics. G4 has teamed up with the pros over at Earth 911 to raise awareness about electronic waste. So, come on over to gcycle.org to learn more about what you can do with your old computers, games, and cell phones. Check it out. It's a good thing. Coming up, we take a look at what goes on in the dark, and later in the show, an inquiry into the fundamental forces of Halo 3 on X-Play.
Welcome back to X-Play. Our next game comes from a survival horror series born in the 90s. Not long after Sweet Home, a Japanese movie tie-in, essentially created the genre of games where a ragtag group tries to avoid being killed all game long. The Alone in the Dark series has come a long way since '92. Here's a look at what's in store with the 5th entry in the series.
At night, exposed, blinded by the dark. In the heart of New York, Central Park conceals a secret. Tonight, the mysteries behind death are revealed. Something escaped from the afterlife. Feeling alone? You'll start regretting not being.
Nothing like a Bulgarian women's chorus to enliven a horror game trailer. Okay, next up, we've got to look at a shooter that follows in the tradition of Blinx the Time Sweeper and Prince of Persia the Sands of Time by putting you in control of the flow of time and giving you a lot of guns. Here's our preview of Time Shift.
If we've learned anything from movies, it's that playing with time is a very tricky business. But if you've gained anything from Back to the Future, Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, or even The Lake House, you know that things tend to work out for the best, so long as you're one of the good guys. Or really, so long as you're Keanu Reeves. Well, good guy you are in Time Shift, and you're looking dapper in a fancy suit that allows you to stop, reverse, and slow down time. Unfortunately for you, there's no time to write love letters to the former tenant of your home because you are in hot pursuit of Crone, your ex-partner who has stolen the Alpha suit. The chase leads you to a pretty bleak world ruled by none other than bad guy Crone. There are armed guards aplenty and the occasional giant evil robot.
You saw that, right?
Your greatest weapon in this unfriendly environment is your suit's ability to bend time. Stopping time allows you to play some great pranks on your enemies, steal their weapon,
The hell?
or sneak right up behind them without anyone being the wiser. Reversing time lets you avoid some mistakes that you may have made the first time around. It's kind of like a Groundhog Day with machine guns and robots sort of scenario. Slowing down time is fun and useful. It allows you to ambush someone before they can move out of the way. And as an added bonus, men screaming for their lives sounds so much sillier in slow-mo. Fortunately, in addition to your power to manipulate time, you'll also have an intimidating arsenal of weapons. Sure, you might be the good guy, but that doesn't mean you won't be blasting guys to tiny pieces or setting them on fire. It's okay, they're worse guys. But it's important to know that your time-shifting powers are limited. If you get killed on a mission, you can't just rewind and try again. Oh no, sir, you have to reload and restart that mission, which is actually a lot like reversing time, but without seeing it all happen backwards. Oh well. So if you dare interfere with the universe's chronology, get ready for Time Shift. It's coming soon. Or, in an alternate reality, maybe it's already here. Time Shift was originally supposed to be published by Atari, but switched to Sierra about a year ago. Now, a lot of folks thought the project was dead, but earlier this year, Vivendi announced they were scrapping the original steampunk artwork and going with a conventionally futuristic look. Vivendi also announced the game, originally slated for the 360 and PC, will be coming out for the PS3. We'll see if all the revamping worked out when we give the game our full review later in the year. Now let's go to the gaming update with Joel Gordine.
Thanks, Morgan. Coming up, Will Wright's Life Simulator is headed to which console? And PC gamers get a taste of Crytek's first-person shooter. All that coming up in 60 seconds. Will Wright revealed that his epic Life Simulator will also be making its way to the Wii. The talented game designer didn't elaborate on whether the new version of Spore will accompany the 2008 PC release. Gamers can finally get the taste of the highly anticipated first-person shooter Crysis. The demo is a whopping 1.77 gigabytes and features a single-player mode as well as NVIDIA driver updates. The game will launch November 16th. You can always get the latest news and video game headlines on the go right on your iPod with the Gaming Update podcast. Head over to g4tv.com/podcast to subscribe. I'm Joel Gordine. There's your Gaming Update.
Welcome back to X-Play. Now, about 2 years ago, Japan sent over an adorable game about a tiny robot responsible for cleaning up a house. The result was adorable and innovative, and now they've decided to take that recipe to the Nintendo DS and into the great outdoors. Here's Chibi Robo Park Patrol. Chibi Robo is back and as cute as ever. But unfortunately for fans of the original GameCube release, this time Chibi Robo hits a sour note. In Park Patrol, the world's cutest little robot takes his talents for tinkering into the great outdoors to show off his green thumb by bringing a dilapidated park back to life. To do this, you'll use your stylus to spin a tape loop at just the right speed to make music that puts the flowers in the mood to pop out some seeds. Then you'll use your stylus to pump some water onto the fledgling plants to collect some flower power, and that's about it. The biggest disappointment in this game is that it lacks the immense open world and range of gameplay that the original Chibi Robo gave us. Sure, there are some enemies to prune, upgrades to harvest, and a little Sim-style park planning. But the gameplay ends up wilting pretty fast after you start. Chibi Robo Park Patrol sprouts a 2 out of 5.
X-Play, video viewer mail.
Hey, I was wondering how I would be able to get, like, a job like your all's. Because I play a lot of games and I'd like to do that for a living, you know.
All right, we get asked this question a lot. Here's how we got our jobs. A long time ago in the late 90s, money rained down from heaven upon the city of San Francisco during a magical time known as the tech bubble.
And there was so much startup money flowing through the streets of San Francisco that eventually everyone had a job that was entirely frivolous.
Cheese blogger.
24-hour pet food delivery person.
Wasp groomer.
Klingon language gay personal's website community manager.
And of course, video game review show television personality. And when the money dried up and everyone had to go back to making burritos and mining lignite coal, there was a minor clerical error that resulted in X-Play never technically being canceled. So I got to keep my job.
Well, that's how Adam got his job. I got mine by killing his former co-host Kate Patello and eating her brain. That gave me her powers, you know, like Sessler.
And thank you for that video viewer mail. And thanks for your correspondence. We're going to send you Time Shift for the 360. Moments away, explore the physics of Halo 3 on X-Play. Welcome back to X-Play. For those games you just can't get around to playing, X-Play is here to help you out. We'll take you through those games and give you all the key information in a little segment we like to call Games in 60 Seconds, God of War.
X-Play presents Games in 60 Seconds.
Guy throws himself off a cliff. Why? Go back 3 weeks. He's a Spartan warrior named Kratos in a bind. Ares, God of War, rescues and slays and fuses a pair of blades to Kratos. Kratos sacks a town containing his family and overachieves them to death. Kratos is sad and stayed by their ashes. Kratos quits Ares Inc.
Tell the God of War I am his no longer.
Wanders the Earth.
10 years.
Athena has a favor. Kill Ares. All is forgotten. How? Find out that Pandora's box is an Ares killing machine. Kill this, hit that. Cold water. Kill them. Negotiate Crazy Tower. Get Pandora's box. Not so fast. Die. Climb out of hell.
You again? Go!
Confront Ares, who re-kills your already dead family with your own blades. Find a bigger blade, waste him. Done! No more nightmares. Not part of the deal, Athena says. Unacceptable, says Kratos, jumps off cliff. Not so fast, says Athena. Job opening. Become the God of War. All right, it's time for an X-Play replay.
The Eye of Judgment got a 4 out of 5. There's deep strategy to the gameplay, but you wouldn't play it without the gimmicky control system.
Age of Empires 3, the Asian Dynasties got a 4 out of 5. There are loads of new maps and missions, and the original game is spectacular.
And Chibi Robo Park Patrol got a 2 out of 5. It's adorable, but it gets repetitive.
All right, now we've got some new Halo goodness. We thought we'd help you out and take into the heart of Halo 3 and show you just how to get to those hard-to-reach parts of the map with the new free roaming camera. So here's another edition of fun with Halo 3. So you finished Halo 3 on Legendary. You've strip-mined every achievement. Your officer's bars have cost you your GPA, your TAN, and your relationship with anyone who doesn't speak to you through a headset. So, what now? One of the reasons we love the Halo series is Bungie's attention to detail. A basic understanding of Halo 3's physics will allow you to pull off some fancy tricks and explore new heights. The Brute Chopper presents many possibilities. It fits through doorways and jumps better than the General Lee. Can't get your Warthog through the Sabo roadblocks? Jack a chopper, squeeze it through, then grease your axle with Brute Juice. There are a few tricks to getting up, as Mark Ecko would say. The most basic is to crouch at the peak of your jump. This pulls your legs up, giving you precious inches of clearance. A grenade jump will give you extra height at the cost of a grenade and a full bar of shields. A full complement of grenades is a must-have for exploration. And with a partner, you can quickly reach high places with a quick double jump off their head, Mario style. Halo 3 uses a sort of elastic invisible barrier to keep you in bounds and headed in the right direction. However, get off the beaten path and you can find cracks in the barrier. Unlike many other games, Halo's explorable real estate extends well beyond the normal playable area.
Scarab, find some cover, now!
Something to remember once you're through the looking glass, many of the game's textures are transparent when seen from behind. Some surfaces may not be solid at all, while other solid surfaces may be invisible, kind of like Indiana Jones's Step of Faith. Some folks refer to these antics as breaking the game. But the more you explore this world, the more you'll appreciate the depth of Halo 3. Well, I gotta say that I think that there should be a thank you to Bungie for putting in this in-game camera. You understand it's gonna make our jobs so much better when we can show you all those things. So all of the developers out there, you guys need to put that technology into your game, and then I'll give you a hug.
But I don't think it actually counts as breaking the game. Bungie know that people were going to be exploring, and they put in little places for people to explore and get excited about. They're encouraging it because they're trying to have everyone search for the skulls. So they want you to go look around and see what you can find. You bought the game, have fun with it.
Also, hey, if it's in the middle of the game where you're supposed to be playing, that's a problem. But the thing is, if it's at the periphery, guess what? Games cannot be absolutely perfect. That's the nature of the technology. But it's kind of neat when you see that because you understand how games are made.
Exactly. They don't exist in this magical bubble.
No, but we do. So stick around. Another X Play starts now.